From time to time, people ask me who I am uh, because I've had such a mixed and varied life. Uh, it lends itself to lots and lots of answers, but you'd be surprised. In considering this, I actually printed out a list straight out of ChatGPT regarding character defects, positive and negative. First of all, I'm a reflective person. I'm curious about who I am. I'm curious about my behaviour, why I do what I do, and why I don't do what I do. Uh, I had nearly 30 years in senior management in organised crime. I've shot people, never to kill them. I've shot them in the leg. They've been offering me menace and being prepared to carry that menace out. I disabled them immediately. I just took my Seska out from my shoulder holster and shot them in the leg. 3 times I've done that. I was never angry. I mean, it was simply they had to be stopped. My role was management. I mean, there were lots and lots of brothels. I looked after some B&D houses and Chinese gambling houses. And the organisation I worked for were very professional. I mean, I wore tailored suits, handmade shoes, handmade shirts. I mean, I didn't buy much off the rack at all. I had lots and lots of money. But I was also a ghost. I have never made friends easily. I'll get into that issue later. Friends are kind of a bit like birds. They're beautiful while you're watching them, but they fly away pretty easy. I guess I can say that on the positive side, I've never suffered from greed or envy. My glass is always half full, permanently half full. When something bad happens and I get a negative result, I reflect on it in a millisecond, and if it's not correctable, I put it behind me and walk forward, and I never think of it again, or rarely think of it again. I mean, I lost 150,000 one day, and it took me a millisecond, and I was moving forward. And a couple of days later, I picked up more than that through another avenue. So what goes around comes around. I don't harbour grudges. If you attack me maliciously at a personal level, I'll show you my back. I'll just walk away. What you think of me concerns me to a factor of 0. I don't care what people think of me. It's irrelevant to my life. If you attack a business I own maliciously, I will spend money until I own your business, and then I will turn your business into my business model, make it terribly successful, and then I'll sack you. So I don't forget ill deeds, but I use them as instruments of gaining more power for myself. In business, I have no interest in coming second. I'm either going to be first or I'm not going to do it. Jealousy and envy are out the door. I just don't have that. I don't particularly like money. I like what it can do. In my lifetime, I've given away millions to assist people. Getting money is probably the easiest thing anyone in the world can actually do. You just got to have the drive and the ability to say, I'll never surrender. And most people can't do that. They fail at the surrender part. when it gets too tough, they bend at the knee. I don't. I shore up and push twice as hard, and I'll just keep pushing harder and harder. I'd favour death before defeat. My favourite literature is the Bible. I'm a Christian. I wish to do no bad service to anyone. I'm fair to everyone. I don't remember greed pushing me to lie to customers. I used the truth and good product and good service to win business. Lying to customers is futile and it dishonours yourself. I've done terrible things in some of the houses that I managed in my early life. I mean, we had the first pages ever invented, I think, and I'd receive, from memory, a 3-digit number. The first 3 digits told me the location, the next digit told me the degree of urgency, and the last digit told me what the matter was. So that decided how quick and what I travelled on. I had 2 1300 Kawasaki's parked side by side, and an E.H. Holden at the time. And I had the 2 Kawasaki's specifically for urgent jobs, and I had 2 because if I went to start one that had a flat battery, there was a second one there ready to go. And my suit and leathers were hanging in the garage, hanging next to the machines that I would travel in. And I would get dressed right there and then, leap into the vehicle or jump on a bike and go. It was usually drunks, and I'd have to discharge them after getting their money or arranging collection of their money later. But drunks tend to get belligerent, and I never fought fair. My job was to keep the blood on the inside, so I went with the slogan of don't pierce, puncture or stand near naked flame. The girls knew the dance scene, and they would manoeuvre the person so I could get past and get behind them, and I'd pick up a chair and deck them from behind. I wouldn't muck around, then I'd drag them out, give them a flogging and a kicking on the footpath, and call the police. And they'd roll up and say, "Oh, John, you got another one?" I'd say, "Yeah, mate, ambulance is on its way. I'll leave it for you. I've done my bit." I mean, in those days, the police were also part of the criminality, I guess. But did I maliciously do deliberately bad things? Never. I was a protector and an organiser, and I was a diplomat. I tried to always talk a solution so that both people won. With a drunk, you can rarely do that, unfortunately, but there was obviously another answer for that. I got a 6-month jail sentence in Long Bay, and I did it because I was asked to do it. My boss wanted me there for 6 months. I knew which cell I'd be in. I knew how long I'd be sentenced for. I knew what the sentence charge would be. I knew everything before I was arrested. And it was thought that my cellmate was a rat and he was talking, and it turned out he wasn't at all. But I was favoured with $1 million bonus for that 6 months. And so I used to buy an extra couple of houses. I already had about 20, and I think that took me to 22. So I played the stock market, the rental market. I remember that most of my younger life I walked around with 40 or 50,000 in cash at all times. I mean, money was never a problem for me. And it's still not a problem today, except I don't own it anymore. My wife owns all of it now because I have no needs. I've got everything I want. And that's another part of my life. I'm not a spender. I'll buy what I need, but I won't necessarily buy what I want. I mean, I think I'd like to have a Ferrari, but am I going to buy one? No, because if it chews up a spark plug, there's absolutely no one where I live that could put a spark plug in a Ferrari. So what a dumb buy that'd be. So I live for being practical. I'm a terribly passionate man. I get disappointed. I get disappointed in people. I'm losing a friend at the moment, and when you know you're losing a friend, the first thing you notice is the phone calls get thinner, and you realise that you're not supposed to ring as often anymore as well. They start the process because they've done something that they know that's incorrect. They feel guilty in most cases, and they start to pull away. And I let them pull away because I recognise that all along they were only acquaintances. So it troubles me not. Should they ask me for help, I would still offer assistance. I spend a large part of my weekends going into the village with food and prayer to help the elderly and the dying with my wife. So I live a positive life. I don't cheat. I'm fanatically loyal. Betrayal is not even an option for me to think about betrayal. I mean, in my life, I can honestly say that where separations occurred, everyone has left me. I've never left anyone. It's not what I do. If I've made an agreement or a contract, I will honour it to my death. If someone leaves, they free me from the contract, of course. And I've found that my attitudes to life and my glass half full have served me well. And if I had the opportunity to do it again, I'd do it exactly the same. I wouldn't change a thing. God bless you all, and you have a great day, but I'm gone. See you later.